Welcome to the final video in this series on the Max Bliss game. So far what we've got is a basic version of the game working, but one last thing that I want to do, which I think would be fun, is to make it so that rather than the moon just following the mouse around, that the moon should actually be a little bit more independent, and we kind of click to try and get the moon to go to a particular location. Let's start. So what I'm going to do is in the moon function, I'm going to create a new function here. In the moon class, I'm going to create a new function to set a new target. And it's going to be just called set target. And I'm just going to say this dot target x equals x, and this dot target y equals y. It's basically going to work the same way that the target x, target y works in the stars when they go to a new location at the end. So this dot target x equals x, so it'll be start out as xy by default. This dot target y equals y. And so we can use that in the update function. So basically what I'm going to do is here, rather than just following the mouse, I'm going to say move towards target. So target vector equals create vector this dot target x minus this dot x, and this dot target y minus this dot y. Let's move that back a bit tidier. This dot, so then I'm going to say target vec dot limit to 0.1, and this dot x plus equals target vec dot x, and this dot y plus equals target vec dot y. So that's the update function on the moon, and now I just need to use the set target to set a new target for the moon to move to. So if I go into my sketch.js, and I'm going to add a function mouse pressed, and when the user clicks the mouse on the canvas, I'm going to say moon.setTarget mouse x, mouse y. And one final thing just before I actually do run that, I'm going to just change the mouse cursor to a cross. Rather than the standard arrow, I think a cross will be more fitting for this. So my moon is quite slow now. I think that I need to make it move a little bit faster because it's just going to get constantly harassed by these awful stars. So let's go back into moon.js and change that limit to be a little bit higher. I'll make it 2. Yeah, so I can move the moon out of the way now. By clicking. And actually, you know what could be a fun little interaction mechanic would be, rather than clicking to do that, I can just do that continually through the sketch, through the draw. So let me just remove that from mouse pressed and put that into the draw game. So in draw game, I'm going to say, first thing I'm going to do is actually say moon.set target mouse X, mouse Y. So now the moon doesn't move straight away to the XY position. I kind of lead it around. It's slightly more fun approach, I think. Now I want to check that it's still possible for me to lose this game. Moon too sad, yeah, it is. So you can still lose and we can still win, and I think it's just a slightly more fun way to move the moon around. I think I need to make it move a little bit faster because I can't actually ever escape from any of these stars. It needs to move faster than the star can move, maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I can get away there. It's maybe a little bit too fast for my liking now. I could also just make the moon go a little bit slower, but make the star stay in its bliss for a little bit longer. If I go to, so I'll change that back to 2, and then in the star, I'll make the bliss duration 3 seconds. That's probably a bit better. I'm kind of fiddling with things now, so I don't want to go much further into this, but let's see. I just want to at least be able to get away from a star. Yeah, it is possible. Okay, well that's the end of this little example. It's been quite a long series. It went a bit further than I was expecting, but hopefully you found it useful. Happy creative coding, and I look forward to seeing what you do with this sketch.